Okay,
Of
let's
course.
unpack this. Today we're diving into something really fascinating, cochlear implants.
Right. And specifically, we've been looking at this source about an interactive tool, the Cochlear Simulator.
Exactly. So our mission here is to figure out what this simulator actually shows, how it tries to translate sound into, well, the electrical signals an implant uses.
And importantly, what a tool like this reveals about the challenges, the sheer complexity of trying to simulate hearing.
Okay, so its main job, according to the source, is visualization. It wants to show you how the implant processes sound, right?
Yeah, how it takes that sound and then stimulates the auditory nerve. It can even grab audio in real time.
Like from a microphone, and transform it on the fly.
Exactly, which is key for understanding something so abstract. It uses two main ways to visualize this. First up, a frequency spectrum.
Ah, okay, the frequency spectrum. So that's like taking sound and splitting it into all its different pitches, highs, lows, mids.
Precisely. And the display is this 2D canvas. You see bars, and the height of each bar shows the energy, sort of the loudness for that specific frequency band.
Right, and you can change the scale too, it says,
Yeah.
auto or fixed.
Yeah, which gives you a feel for how dynamic the sound input is. It's that first step the implant takes analyzing the sound.
Okay, analyzing, then what? How does it show the next part, the electrical signals?
Well, that's the second visualization, the simulated electrode array. This shows how that analyzed sound gets mapped onto what represents the output.
The output being the electrical pulses sent to the brain.
That's the idea. This array visually represents the points inside the cochlea where the implant would deliver those pulses.
And it's dynamic, I saw that mentioned.
Very dynamic. Each sort of electrode in the simulation changes color and size
Based on what?
based directly on the energy that was detected in the corresponding frequency band from the spectrum we just talked about.
Ah, I see. So loud high-frequency sound makes the high-frequency electrode visual light up more?
You got it. You're literally seeing a visual translation of the sound energy into these simulated nerve stimulation points. It's a direct link.
That's pretty cool. And there are different layouts for this array.
Yes, there's a simpler linear one, but the source highlights the spiral layout.
Why spiral?
Well, that's designed to mimic the actual shape of the cochlea, the snail shell structure in our ear.
Oh, right. So it's trying to be anatomically closer.
Exactly. And it's rendered in 3D using 3.js, apparently. You can interact with it, spin it around, zoom in.
So you can see how the electrodes fit within that complex shape. That adds another layer, doesn't it? It's not just signals, but signals in a specific place.
Precisely. It highlights the mechanical challenge, too.
And they have plans to improve it. The source mentioned future features.
Yeah, goals for improvement, like making the 3D view better textures, lighting, maybe adding more electrode layouts, perhaps custom ones.
Custom layouts. Interesting.
What else?
Options to upload audio files, not just use the live mic.
Yeah.
A playback feature so the visuals sync up with pre-recorded sound. Okay, that sounds useful.
And export capabilities.
Right.
Probably for education, presentations, that kind of thing, making it a better teaching tool.
Makes sense. But building these things isn't easy. The source was pretty open about current issues, right?
Oh, yeah, very transparent. And these aren't just, tiny bugs. They actually tell us something about the difficulty.
Like what?
Well, things like getting microphone permissions to work reliably on all browsers, performance potentially dropping off.
Especially with that 3D layout if there are many electrodes active.
Exactly. And mobile support being limited, again, especially for 3D. Also, some scaling issues if you resize the window.
And making the electrode colors clear so you can really see the differences.
Right, improving that color mapping. It needs to be really distinct.
So when you look at those technical hurdles, performance, bottlenecks, rendering complex 3D accurately, making the visuals truly clear, it kind of brings home the underlying complexity of what they're trying to simulate.
It really does. I mean, the tool does succeed in showing that core function. Sound energy processed mapped onto visual patterns for nerve stimulation.
Yeah, you get the basic idea.
But thinking about those issues, they listed the performance struggles, the visualization challenges on a detailed structure like the cochlea.
It definitely makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does this struggle tell us about how hard it is to perfectly simulate or maybe even replicate a biological process as incredibly complex and nuanced as hearing?
Even with our best digital tools, it's a huge challenge. It's a powerful reminder, really, of just how efficient and sophisticated our own auditory system is.
Absolutely. Makes you wonder, beyond just stimulating points, what else goes into the actual experience of hearing that's maybe even harder to capture in a simulation like this?